Hello everybody, it's Prof. We're back again with another video by They Will Kill You When Live TV Goes Wrong.
Number
Let's
10.
go.
Near miss of Carlos Orders. On March the 10th of 2021, ESPN Colombia sports analyst Carlos Orders was crushed during a live broadcast when a large TV video screen fell on him from behind.
Wait, what?
He was able to partially turn around, but couldn't evade the
Is this what it means to go live on TV? This guy went dead on TV.
heavy piece of equipment, which slammed into his back, whipping his head and neck violently into the desk in front of him. Cameras pointed away as quickly as they could,
right?
but they couldn't hide the shocked faces and stunned silence
Right?
of his fellow
I like how
reporters.
no one cares.
Although
Just
shaken
sitting
up,
there.
Orders was able to walk away with only minor bruises, bleeding, and a sore nose.
Ooh,
Number 9. Murders of Alison Parker
Damn.
and Adam Ward.
he must have been talking some mad shit to that TV.
Alison Parker and Adam Ward were two young journalists working and living in Roanoke, Virginia, when they were gunned down while conducting an early morning live interview on August the 26th of 2015. They had been sent down to Smith Mountain Lake, 26 miles southeast, by their local television company, WDBJ7, to talk to Vicky Gardner, head of the Regional Chamber of Commerce, about how the area was planning to celebrate its 50th anniversary. Partway through the interview, former colleague Vesta Lee Flanagan ambushed the trio, firing a total of 15 shots. 8 shots, an ear-piercing scream, and the image of Flanagan holding a gun through Ward's falling camera were all captured before the channel was able to switch the broadcast to something else. Parker and Ward died at the scene, and Flanagan fatally shot himself while driving. After an hour-long car chase with police, Gardner, who was shot in the back, lost part of her kidney and colon, but survived. Flanagan had worked for WDBJ7 previously, but had been let go in 2013 for disruptive, erratic behavior. Gardner attempted to sue WDBJ7 for negligent hiring, but the channel asserted that
Excuse me, what is negligent hiring? So he's suing them that when they hired him, what?
couldn't have predicted Flanagan's violent behavior,
What?
as he'd been let go over 2 years prior, and that at the time, his issues had only been verbal. They won the case.
Jesus.
Number 8. The Samuel Koch
It's kind of
accident.
wild.
Popular German TV show
Samuel
Wetten,
Koch.
Das lost its beloved host after a contestant was severely injured during a live performance.
Metal Gear?
In December of 2010, Thomas Gottschalk announced his retirement on the show's 30th anniversary, stating that he could no longer maintain the same upbeat personality.
I mean, I guess he didn't specify what he was retiring from, the show or life, right?
Under the now looming shadow of the incident, the contestant was 23-year-old Samuel Koch, who had attempted to jump over a moving car with the help of spring-loaded boots. He clipped his head on the car as he flew past and crashed to the ground in a seemingly unconscious slump. He was wearing a helmet, but still sustained a broken neck and a severe spinal injury that left him paralyzed. The broadcasted show was watched by millions and had an in-person audience of 4,000. It subsequently came under fire for pushing the limits of safety and including increasingly riskier stunts to improve ratings.
Wait, he's alive! He would just never walk again. I mean, listen, he's jumping over cars.
An out-of-control monster truck crashed into the stands at an air show in Chihuahua, Mexico, on October the 15th of 2013. The monster truck was showing off in a demolition stunt by crushing cars under its massive 5-foot-high wheels. It successfully ran over the first car before landing awkwardly on the second and swerving straight into unsuspecting spectators. Live footage of the event showed the bright red super truck blasting through the crowd, killing 9 and injuring a further 79. Organizers of the air show admitted that the spectators had gathered to watch without permission, and blame was placed on the driver. He was detained and convicted of manslaughter and reckless driving, in spite of him claiming that his helmet had fallen off and he'd been knocked unconscious leading up to the crash. Number 6. Tariq Zaza on Dutch national TV. On January the 29th of 2015, 19-year-old student Tariq Zaza forced his way into Dutch national TV station NOS during their evening broadcast, demanding that they give him uninterrupted airtime. Brandishing a gun, He claimed to work on a team of hackers associated with Dutch intelligence. Zaza took a security guard hostage in an attempt to get a letter procured from a briefcase and read it out loud on live television.
Okay.
Amongst a list of vague warnings of future attacks, the letter stated that there were hidden bombs in the building. A quick-thinking employee responded to an alarm and led Zaza and the hostage to an empty studio room instead of the main broadcasting one. Pacing back and forth, rolling cameras caught him continuously muttering wilder claims about having heard things which call society into question through being hired by intelligence services to be part of a hacker collective.
Bro, you're 19. What you mean hired by hacker? What? He's 19.
The whole event, which lasted about 10 minutes, was all caught on tape. Police can be seen infiltrating the studio before yelling at him to drop his weapon and get on the ground.
Those cops don't look like they're
teenage
fooling
gunman
around.
concedes easily, and his gun eventually turns out to be fake.
Oh.
No bombs were ever found, but he was officially arrested on suspicion of the illegal possession of a firearm, taking a hostage, and intimidation. Number 5.
Bruh,
JFK assassination.
you just ruin your life over that
John
shit?
F. Kennedy, the 35th president of the United States, was fatally shot in the head on November the 22nd of 1963 during a presidential motor parade in Dallas, Texas. He was in Dallas on a political agenda to raise funds for the Democratic Party and to get an early start on his bid for re-election
Sure did.
coming up the following year. He wanted maximum exposure and organized a motorcade procession that would take him on a meandering 10-mile journey through the city, en route to the trademark, where he was to make a speech. His planned route was reported on and readily available to encourage locals to come out and watch. He rode in the back of a 1961 Lincoln convertible limousine next to his wife, Jackie.
Yeah, I guess he did end up like Lincoln, huh?
Texas Governor John Connally and his wife joined as well and sat in front of them. At around 12:30, 3 gunshots were fired at the president.
Oh,
one hitting Connally in the back and the other 2 piercing the back of Kennedy's neck and head.
Damn, those
Gushing
some
blood,
good shots then.
he immediately slumped onto his wife, who cradled him in her arms. In the confusion, she reached to grab a piece of his skull from the back of the car. With the craze that had overtaken the crowd, many didn't realize the sounds had been gunshots until the president's car almost stopped.
She tried to put him back together. Saying Lego.
Before speeding off towards
Oh
the nearest
god.
hospital. The bullets had hit him in the upper back and through his throat. He was pronounced dead after just 30 minutes. The horrific assassination was captured on camera and is thought by some to be the most important 26 seconds of footage ever caught on tape. Number 4. Murder of Lee Harvey Oswald. The most strongly supported theory in the assassination of President John F. Kennedy is against ex-Marine Lee Harvey Oswald. Just 45 minutes after the assassination of Kennedy, on November the 22nd of 1963,
Oswald
killed a police officer that had stopped to question him, leading to his arrest and ultimate connection to the shooting. Bullet casings and a rifle linked to Oswald were found in a building that overlooked the motorcade. Even in the face of ballistic, forensic, and eyewitness evidence, he vehemently denied his involvement. The case was never closed, and Oswald was never put on trial, as he was fatally shot 2 days after Kennedy by Dallas club owner Jack Ruby while being transferred to a more secure facility. His death was caught on live television and only added suspicion surrounding the president's assassination. It caused widespread doubt amongst Americans about the official version of events and remains one of the biggest global controversies.
Global controversies.
Number 3.
Yo,
Nipplegate.
The way people are dressed looks kind of like a mafia movie. My god. My god.
One of the biggest scandals in live broadcast history was Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake's 2004 Super Bowl halftime show. Officially referred to as a wardrobe malfunction, the incident caused widespread debate on broadcast decency and an ultimate crackdown on censorship. While the 2 singers were performing, Timberlake fumbles with Jackson's top and rips the right side, exposing her breast. Following the incident, Jackson was heavily targeted and vilified by the media. She was blacklisted, and many suggested the exposure had been purposely planned. But the fallout extended far beyond Jackson's career as an explosive push for censorship unfolded. Daytime television responded by vowing to crack down on inappropriate content.
Look at
Major
what
sporting events were forced to censor their halftime shows, and radio stations were censoring their music libraries. Even NASCAR decided to enforce stricter penalties against the use of profane language and gestures by threatening massive fines and the deduction of points. Nonetheless, the live footage was...
What? Y'all are driving cars. There's no boob in sight. What do you mean?
So in demand that YouTube co-founder Jawed Karim even credits the frustration of not being able to find it online as inspiration for his now multi-billion-dollar company. Janet Jackson became the most searched term and news piece in internet history, solidifying its place as one of pop culture's most defining moments. Today's topic was requested by Christian Rodriguez and Jennifer Williams. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2. The Challenger disaster.
What?
The first shuttle disaster
was
the explosion and loss of the Challenger on January 28th of 1986. It's estimated that at least 17
when the rocket does what its name says it is,
10 million Americans were tuned into a live broadcast that transmitted the disaster. This mission had received more media coverage than usual, as it represented many technological firsts and was set to send the first average American US citizen into space. Joining a crew of 7 was Krista McAuliffe, a high school teacher from New Hampshire.
Which one is that?
What was widely regarded as the chance of a lifetime in a competition. She made it only 72 seconds into realizing her dream when the shuttle fell apart over the Atlantic Ocean, killing everyone on board. A simple O-ring and cold weather were blamed, but NASA was also scrutinized for not listening to their engineers and negating safety concerns to avoid further delays. Number 1. The suicide of Christine Chubbuck.
How have I,
29-year-old TV
how have I not heard about most of these? That's insane.
Talk show host for Suncoast Digest in Sarasota,
I've not seen this
Florida,
before as well.
Christine Chubbuck showed up to work on July the 15th of 1974 and fatally shot herself in the head. She began the segment as normal, presenting 4 national and local news stories. When the last news video didn't play, she calmly took a handgun out of her bag and killed herself in front of hundreds of viewers. Her final words were, "In keeping with Channel 40's policy of bringing you the latest in blood and guts and in living color, you are going to see another first, an attempted suicide."
Living color, I wouldn't say living is the word I'd use for this, but...
A week before the tragic event, Chubbuck had joked to a colleague about killing herself on air with a gun, which he took as a sick joke instead of a clear call for help. She died in the hospital after 14 hours, thus becoming the first person to ever commit suicide on live broadcast television. The footage has never been played again on TV or the internet and is unlikely to ever be released.
On the internet? Well, you can't find this.
Thanks for watching. Would you rather appear fully nude on live television or post your Google search history on social media?
Post my Google search history, bro, of course. I mean, that's some wild shit, but fully naked on live TV? Well, do I get paid though? Hey, listen, depending on the money. Anyway, what y'all think about this? Have you seen most of these? I've seen like 2 of them. I've heard of them. Haven't actually seen most of them. But yeah, anyway, I'll leave y'all with this. Quick thank you to the YouTube members and Patreons. Thank y'all for the support. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.